Welcome to a new episode of the Create Brand Envy podcast. I am very thrilled to introduce you to today's guest. Her name is Nelcy Baltz. Did I say that right? Baltz?
Correct. Baltz.
Yep. I've known you for many years. I first met Nelcy when I was in HPWA, which stands for Hispanic Professional Women's Association, which is a phenomenal organization that I recommend that anybody that's able to join or get involved, participate. Their HPWA is dedicated to advancing Hispanic professional women in the community. They do it primarily by giving back to through scholarships. And that's how I deepened my relationship with Nelcy. Nelcy and I both served on the board of HPWA back in, I don't know what year it was, but
2018.
It was 2018. Okay, good. You're good. You have better memory than me. 2018. And I was just telling you a second ago, I learned so much by being on that board about how a nonprofit works, and this is like a true nonprofit, right? Like incorporated as a 501c3, doing all of the things that really need to come into play for a nonprofit to operate, live, and breathe. So, we've had a relationship, we've kind of, how all relationships, you get close for a little bit, then you separate, close, separate, but we've always stayed in touch. And one day you approached me and said, hey, I want to talk to you about a new nonprofit that I'm starting. And so we got on the phone and we chatted, and I admire and respect you. You have such deep roots to the community. You are a gem in our community, and you have so much support already from so many friends and families. Tell me what happened to you that led you to start the nonprofit, and tell me about your nonprofit.
Okay, first, thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you for all these years of friendship. You were right. We are those friends that stay away for a long time, and then when we meet again, it's like the time didn't happen. Just catch up. So thank you for the invitation. Thank you for your support. So what happened was, as you mentioned, I was having my normal life, so serving the community. I have my own business owner. And one day I got a phone call from the doctor telling me that I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was like, what? Breast cancer? How? When? Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I normally have a healthy life, but I cook at home, I have regular life, I exercise, not like the best exercise, but I do. And I was like, how? This is not my family. How is that even possible? So that was shocking at the beginning. And then I take a moment for me to breathe and say, like, wait a minute. What can I do this, to go through this? And then I was thinking about my family. I have that moment where, like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I'm too young. I'm too beautiful.
Yeah, you have two young children. How old are
I
they?
have two young kids. Violet is 9 and Joel is 15. So back then they were 13. It was 2 years ago. So 13 and 8 or 7. So the thing is, like, I start with my thinking how I'm going to go through this. And I think God has everything planned. He prepared me for everything. And my mindset changed right away. I didn't stay there. I just looked the news and everything. I was like, how I'm going to get out of this? I started being grateful because I have good insurance, because I have a lot of good connections, the importance of being around good people. So I was able to find good doctors. I found a phenomenal team of doctors that were helping me a lot, because everything of this was new for me. So I went through a whole process, and then I was, when I was sitting receiving my chemotherapy, I looked around and I said, wow, I saw a lot of people alone, no family members, all ages. And I was thinking, wow, how can I help these people? Because that's in my heart. I don't know. I can't control it. Some people come to me and ask me for help, and I can't do it. It's my nature. And then when I was getting the chemotherapy, I was taking my notebook and I was like, what can I do for these people? And then the idea come up and say, like, okay, what if we have an organization that help them, that get support, not medical support because they are in good hands, but the other kind of support. And that's how the idea came into my brain. And then I start developing, and I developed a whole plan. and
I'm
then
just
I
gonna
reach out to my friends.
I'm
Yeah,
going to do a
go
quick
ahead.
timeout. No, just that what you just said is the classic business owner story. So that's kind of what's hardwired into somebody that has that entrepreneur mindset. They everywhere unconsciously they're scanning for opportunities to make things better, to improve. And I think a lot of people come up with business ideas or they see an unmet need, but then they don't execute. And so I think that that's what you're going to start to tell me now. That's why I was like, I just want to do a quick timeout. Like,
Yes.
because this is where most ideas come to die. They say a cemetery is just full of
Oh,
ideas that
yes.
never
Great
were,
ideas.
wonderful ideas that never were. And so that's actually the reason for this whole the Create Brand Envy podcast, to help people get closer to executing the ideas correctly. So with all of your nonprofit knowledge and experience, and you're a business owner, you mentioned it very briefly. You and your husband are very talented photographers.
Mhm.
Our branding agency we've hired you to help us with our clients doing some corporate photo shoots, some photo shoots for the healthcare industry. Those were a lot of
Yes.
fun, and you
Mhm.
were wonderful. And I think you had mentioned that when we were working on that project together, you had already been diagnosed, or
No, at that
no?
time I wasn't. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
It was
you
after we met for lunch to catch up,
and you never
and
said
then I was
anything to
diagnosed,
me.
and I never said to you yes.
So you were very quiet about your diagnoses and going through the process. I'm just
Yes.
curious, what made you decide that you were going to be super private about it?
Okay. Two things. One, my kids. When I grew up, my dad was sick, and he had a lot of surgeries. That wasn't cancer, was something else. But he went through like 6 surgeries. We were having been at the hospital so many times, and I, as a kid, I wasn't able to do nothing but worrying about him. So we were sitting. I'm from Colombia, so we were. The hospitals there are totally different. They don't allow kids inside. It's another world. But the thing is, like when I was little, I was like worried about my father, but without able to do nothing for him besides just kissing him. So I was thinking, I don't want my kids to go through this thing. Thanks God that even though it was small, it was a stage 1, but it was very aggressive. So I'm glad I found it, and I want to tell you later how I found it. But I'm so blessed that I found it on time and I was able to treat it. So I never told my kids that I was going through cancer, because what a kid is gonna think when you said your mom has cancer?
My mom's
They're
going to
gonna do
die.
bad. They're gonna get traumatized. My mom is gonna die. They're gonna do bad at school.
They're going to, yep.
So, so I was like, it's not. Thanks God, isn't too bad. It was bad, but not too bad that I couldn't control it. I can't control it. So I didn't tell them. There's a lot of good things like my hair. I didn't lose my hair because they have something called cold capping that protects the folliculum. I lost some, but not all.
Hmm.
And I was able to just have my chemotherapies on certain days of the days when they didn't notice, and I was able to manage with my husband, my mom, my family support. So that was the main reason why I keep it secret, because I don't want them to be like worried about it. If it was worse, of course I was going to tell them.
Yeah.
But actually, the plan was great, and I feel so happy that I did it. My son did great in school. He even got the honor. He was in 8th grade. He got the president letter because he got really good grades. They won the soccer championship. So I was there with my umbrella, my son, my glasses, watching him in the games, cheering him. And at that point, when you're diagnosed with something like that, all you want to do is enjoy life
Of
and be there
course.
for them. So that's what I was doing. The same thing with Violet. She's my little artist. So I was encouraging her to paint, to do her things, taking her to classes, and just do what I can so we can have a normal life. Which, in the other side, also helped me to feel good about it. So I wasn't when I got diagnosed, I was the first thing that come to my mind, and to everybody who say cancer, the idea is like that sick people, pale, with in a wheelchair, with uh, scarf on the head. That's the image that the society have sold to us. And I was like, I don't want to look like that. That was my point number one. I will do whatever I have to do, but even I don't want to look like that. So I tried to keep my life running, and I was able to do it. I'm so blessed. I respect and admire so much other people that don't have this opportunity, but that was in my hands, and that was my mindset on how I'm gonna go through this. and I
Excellent.
decided to go that way. So, and also that encouraged other people who was also taking treatments. When they saw me with, I always go with makeup to my chemotherapy, and I was doing all my, no, and they were like, how can you do that? Like, it's okay, we're still alive. We're here
Right.
fighting for our lives. So let's put some color to our life.
Yeah.
So that's just
It's
how my mindset,
mindset,
that's how I
like,
am, and
yeah.
that's how I did it.
Yep. Wow. And then just this is ancillary question. How did your kids react and process it later after you were done with the treatment? Did they feel hurt that you didn't like share that with them? Was there any
Uh,
conversation about that?
yes, we had a conversation after what was done, and I was cleared from the doctor and said everything was good. My little daughter, she was like, okay, mom, but are you okay? Is everything okay? I told her, yes, everything is fine. Mom is good now. I'm going to be here for so many years. She asked me, are you going to floof? Like, no, I'm not going to floof. Just after I tell them. So mom is not going to floof. No, now, one
What's
day, but
fluff?
not like die. You're going
Oh.
to die.
I don't know the young people slang.
Yeah, I don't know. She come up with that
Fluff.
like, "Mommy," and like fluff, disappear. Like, no, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna disappear. And then she was okay. She was little, but my son, after he heard everything, he said,
'Cause he's a
I,
teenager, so it's
he's a
different.
teenager.
Hmm.
So when I told him he was 14, and he was like, I understand what you did, mom, but I would like to know. And I
Yeah.
told him, like, absolutely, I understand that you would like to know, but I'm the mom here, I'm the adult here, and I make the decision for your good, for
Very good.
you. And that's what mommy decide. And from now on, you're gonna know what is going on.
Oh, very
And
good. How healthy is
and it
that?
was good. I mean,
Bravo.
I feel a
Excellent
little guilty.
parenting. Woohoo. You were
Give
like, I'm the adult.
yes,
However, we just had a conversation and now that you've told me how you feel, I'm going to respect what you're asking me to
exactly.
do. So next time I lay some hard life on you thick, I would be like, you said he wanted me to be honest, so deal with
Yes,
it. And plus he's an adult, right? He's getting ready to transition into
hmm,
being an adult. It's different when it's,
exactly. And as a matter of sorry,
no.
as a matter of fact, right now my family is going through my father-in-law. Um, yeah, my father is my well, my father-in-law. I don't
Okay.
have to explain this.
Yeah, yeah.
He's going through cancer right now.
Sorry.
So we're in the family. We're having that situation. It's my husband's stepfather.
Mhm.
So we love him. We've known him for
Of
years.
course.
So
It's family.
yes, family. But he's going through cancer right now, and I told him like, I have to something really sad to tell you, and I'm going to tell you. So we tell my husband and I, we sit down and tell him what was going on with Grandpa, and he was like, "Ooh, looking at that, like you told me that you want to know. This is
Exactly.
what is going on." Of course, it's different your grandpa and your mom, but it's
Yes.
something that's going on in family right now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think you handled that really well. All right, so
Mhm.
you're going through your treatment, and you're looking around, understanding, wow, there's an unmet need. So there's a few unmet needs that you had mentioned to me. You talked about how there's all of these comfort items that are not covered by insurance, but by God, they should be because they're absolutely essential for you to be able to physically and emotionally get through this.
Mhm.
I think it's kind of like anesthesia, right? During childbirth. It's like, is it necessary? I
Oh
mean,
yes,
no, yes, no, I don't know. but
yes.
it's, but it's offered and recognized as something that's necessary. But tell me about your the idea for the foundation and what it's centered around and how you guys
Yes,
serve people now.
exactly. So when I was telling you, I was sitting in that chair looking what people need. Before I start my chemotherapy, I was doing some research because all of this was new to me. No cancer in family, no friends, like I mean friends, but just far away friends. Like, oh, I feel sorry, but not involved with the situation. So once I got diagnosed, I was like, okay, I had my surgery. I decided, even though it was stage one, very aggressive, I decided to do double mastectomy. And the reason why is there's a statistics that shows that after 1, 5, 10 years, the cancer comes back and
Right.
it comes back to the same place where it was. So I decide like, no, I'm gonna take them off. Thanks God, plastic surgeons, thank you so much. We can do reconstruction, and I went that route. The doctor gave me the options, and I decided to do that because I
Yes.
have my kids. I don't want
That
to
was
go
a
through this
great
again.
decision.
When they come back with the results after the surgery, they said is oncotype is very aggressive. So I have to go through chemotherapy, where I wasn't expecting to do that. Um, but the doctor wants to like clean the body and make sure that there's no salt cells
Right, because it
going
could
around.
spread. It could spread.
They could spread, so they decide to do a couple of treatments, like 4 treatments.
And that's
But
sorry, I thankfully, and I pray to God I never have to know, but chemotherapy is where you receive an IV fluid with
yes,
medication
hmm
that is toxic to the entire body, but it finds and
exactly.
helps destroy cancer cells.
Exactly, that's chemotherapy. So it's different chemotherapy and radiotherapy. Some people confuse them. It's two different things. Chemotherapy, yes, it's a medication that they go. They have sometimes they do a port when
Okay.
it's long treatments, many treatments, because the veins get really weak.
Hmm.
It's a poison that they put to your body to kill those cells, but it doesn't know if it's good or bad cells. They kill everything.
Because everything, and that's where you get the
Exactly.
symptoms of the hair loss, the
The
vomiting,
hair,
fatigue.
exactly. So when I went to that, I was like, oh my God, well, I'm gonna go through all of these. What can I do to feel comfort and what I should do? So I started my research, and I was looking for everything like comfort, items that people use. I did a lot of research, and I found, like, for example, for the surgery, the mastectomy, they sell a mastectomy pillow, which is just a pillow that goes around your chest, has little straps, and that it gives you comfort and you feel more security to be around, and you're not gonna touch, nobody's gonna touch it. I was able to hug my kids and do a lot of things. So simple things like a pillow give you so much comfort that people doesn't know that they exist. There's another pillow for the seat belt when you go in the car, because you have to protect your chest. So it's a seatbelt thing. After surgery, my husband was gracious enough to give me my birthday present was a recliner chair, electric chair that I was, because when you have surgery, it's hard to stand up. So he gave me a recliner seat chair which was electric, so I don't have to get up, wake him up middle of the night. I need to go to the bathroom. I just sit in my
So
chair,
so
get up, and walk
this
around.
this chair puts you to a standing position.
Yes,
So
it's a
it fully
lifting.
gets you up. Okay.
It's like a lift. Normally, it is
Mhm.
meant for all people to, it's easy for them to stand up, get up of the chair, but it works perfect for after the surgery. I find that out. So being able to use whenever time I feel tired of being in the chair, very comfortable, I just push the button in and get up and be able
Yeah.
to walk, go to the bathroom. I don't have to bother anybody. So that was great. And I started making my list of things that I wanted. Oh, not I want to have to feel more comfortable. Um, Another thing is some gloves. When you're giving the chemotherapy, there is a lot of neuropathy, because we talk about this medication
What's
killing everything.
neuropathy?
Is when the nerves that we have in the palms of the hands and the feet, they get damaged
So you
from
lose
the medication.
sensation. So you get
So you feel
numbness.
like numbness and like needles pushing
Okay.
you.
Numbness and
It's a
needle
really
from chemotherapy?
no. It's the sensation. So because the medication will damage the nerves, then after a while, after you're done with the treatment, you start feeling like needles pinching your hands and your feet. That's really is uncomfortable. So with these gloves, those little gloves. They have ice packs, and then you put it on while you're getting the treatment. So because it's too cold, the medication doesn't get there. I mean, my hands doesn't need um, chemotherapy. My body needs. So that helps. It works on some people. It doesn't work on others. Everybody's different, but it worked for me. So the key is that you have to wear those gloves and those feet pads when you're getting the treatment. So the chemotherapy doesn't go there. It's the same thing with the hair. The cold capping is the same function. It's cold, like freezing, so the medication doesn't go to your folliculum and make your hair fall.
That's great.
So those gloves are also a good thing. Like if I can do that and I can do anything to reduce or have none of these symptoms, why not? And people need to know that I exist. And things like that. I was like finding different a lot of things that that helped me in during my treatment, during my journey, and I want to share that with other people and be able to provide them if they can even make a list of what you can have, or if you don't have the money, we raise money to get them and provide it to whoever need it. And
Excellent.
it's a long list. You can visit my website and you will see there all the stuff that
Yes.
we have.
And your website is
No,
believecf.org?
believecf.org.
Believecf.org. So
Yes.
your nonprofit provides a layer of support.
Yes. So
Tell
that
me
was the
about
other
that.
thing, the other part. So besides of these physical items to have more comfort. Oh, I forgot about the prosthetics. Sometimes the prosthetics are not covered by the insurance. So when you have the surgery and you are flat, you don't want to look like that. It's amazing how just having a prosthetic will help to feel
Just help you feel
well,
normal. You just want to
feel
feel
normal.
normal. You don't want to feel like there's anything wrong with you. You don't want to feel like you're sickly or dying. So these things are
Exactly.
just
So
helping you, you know, get through this
and
difficult
to
path.
mentally feel better.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's a whole process. So the other part is the support groups. So I was blessed to have a very solid support group, even though I don't tell everybody and I didn't make it, because my kids, I didn't make it on Facebook or nothing like that. But I told my close friends, and then they talk between each other. And having that support is also a good part of the recovery. So I find out that when I was getting my treatment, some people was going in Uber because they don't have any family around. After being there for 8, 9 hours, going back home and they don't have a food, they don't have a meal to cook. Some of them have to cook before they go to the treatment. It's amazing that I was like, what? To me, it was like shocking. I couldn't believe that some people doesn't have anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, oh
Lots
no,
of
we
people
need to
are
do
alone.
something about it.
Mm-hmm.
So after you get, it's a lot of different chemotherapy treatments. So some are really strong that destroy you, some are mild, some are okay. So I can imagine how this person who just went to this treatment is going back home. Nobody's there waiting for them. They don't have any healthy meal to eat, and their house is like all dirty and clean.
Yeah.
When you're sick, you don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing that come up to my mind. Okay, so we can create a group that we can help these people and support them. Maybe driving for them back from the therapy. We don't have to be there with them, but maybe offering the driving. The other thing is maybe cleaning their house, being able to not on a deep cleaning or nothing, but at least
Right.
organize
But
the
just get
house,
them.
have them get them in a good place. So I partnered up with another lady. We're gonna have a workshop coming up, which is great. It's about cleaning your house. That's what she does. But she's not about just about cleaning the house. It's about cleaning also from the holistic part, getting those energies moving around. Have fun. When you sometimes when you go into places and you feel like, oh my God, it feels so good to be here. It smells good and you feel good. Sometimes you go to a place like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to leave. I want to leave now. This
Right.
is
Right.
You don't feel that comfort. So that's what we're planning to do. Like after you cleaning your body from this chemotherapy treatment and getting all of this out, go to your house where it's also clean with good energy, and that gives you that relief that you feel that you need.
Yeah.
Give you that power that you feel, okay, now I'm here, I feel better, this is feeling good. So that's sort of thing that we're gonna do
So that
with the
workshop
cleaning.
that you're offering is part of your revenue model to I'm thinking recaudar fondos.
Yes.
That whole, the
Fundraising.
Spanish word bubbling
Fundraising.
up in my head. Yeah, to fundraise. Thank you.
To fundraise.
To fundraise,
Yes.
to have money to be able to pay, and 100% of the proceeds, 100% of the donations go directly towards these qualified cancer patients.
Exactly. Yes.
So you're going to be donating these items like the mastectomy pillow, the reclining chair. You're doing like a loan program because it's an
Yes.
expensive item. So
It
it's a
is expensive
loaner.
item. Yes. So we
And
can use it for 3 months when the person is getting surgery, recovering. Once they're done, we pass out to another person that needs it.
perfect. And then you're also doing virtual support groups where you're doing like arts and crafts and things that, just, and it's not just for the patients, it's also for the caregivers as well.
Exactly. So the support group, I was mentioned that we need support. We right now we're gonna start virtually. Eventually, we're gonna do both,
Mm-hmm.
but we're gonna start like that because some people can't get out of the house. They're going to treatment. They have to be really careful with the environment and stuff like that. But they still need the help.
Of
And thanks
course.
for
We
the
all need
technology,
all
like
kinds
we're
of
using right
support.
now,
Mm-hmm.
use it in our favor. So we can meet online. They can have their own materials. We can do our crafts. But it's not just doing crafts. That's something to keep your mind out of the momentum, the situation. It's more about telling you, Nicole, I know what you're going through. I exactly know how you're feeling. I want to tell you that we are here and we're going to pray together. If you believe in any God, it's fine. We're going to pray. We're going to give you the support that you need. You're not alone. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the main point. Let's talk about other options. Let's explore. We're not doctors, we're nothing like that, but we just give you that emotional support. It's okay to feel bad and it's okay to cry and it's okay to um, don't get up of the bed. That is okay. But what I don't want is to stay there. You
Right.
have to go
And
through the
don't tell
process.
yourself that you're alone, because you're not. You're
Yeah, and
here.
say like, no,
If
I'm
you
here
need,
alone.
yeah, if you
Cry, stay in bed all day, but just one day, and
right.
that's it.
And if
Get
you
up.
need food, we'll have a committee that'll come and drop off food. We'll do a food
Exactly.
train. If you need to be driven back and forth, if you need help cleaning your house, you're not alone. You're not alone. And so
You're not alone.
basically,
And that's why we're recruiting all these volunteers.
right.
So who wants to drive once or twice? Take this person, drop
Right.
it there, and then pick it up and take it home.
Yeah. And you're
It's
not alone. Like you are backed by an incredible group of women and businesses, men and women and businesses. Tell
yes.
me a little bit, how did you go about, because you came up with this idea and everything, and then obviously, no man is an island. You can't do everything alone.
Mm.
So how did you go about recruiting all of these amazing people to help you?
Yes. So like in my case, my close friend gets together and one take the lead, and that's where the idea come up. She took the lead and she scheduled my lunch for the week when I was having the chemotherapy. So she called friends and said, okay, we're gonna deliver lunch this week, and it takes somebody deliver it to me. So since I mentioned at the beginning, God was preparing me for this. I think there was a plan for Him to have me go through this so I can give back to the community. So I belong to different organizations. I belong to HPWA. We talk about that. I belong to CHAC, who is the Sheriff Hispanic Advisory Council. I'm also with the COSW, the Commission Status of Women, Hillsborough County. Now I'm the new president for CHA, which is the Coalition of Hispanic Artists. So I've been around a lot of these people that I'm giving them the idea, and all of them said, I want to help. How can I help?
Right.
So with our
There's
board of directors, we're making a plan. We're putting together, okay, we need drivers, we need food, people who donate for food. So all the needs that we need, and then we're filling out those
Yeah.
spaces.
Just in case you didn't, I don't know, I just want to share a thought that bubbled up in my head.
Yeah.
There's a verse in this in in the Bible, of course it's bubbling up in Spanish. Dando es como se recibe, giving is how you receive. And it sounds to
Exactly.
me like, when you were healthy, right? When you were super fine, like you've always gotten involved in the community, and not just, join an organization just to be a member and socialize. You've always gotten deeply involved, volunteering for the board, contributing your talents in any way possible. You're a photographer, but when we served in the board at HBWA, you were the bookkeeper. So you were just basically like, any way that I can contribute, put
Yes.
me in, give me a role and I'll do it. And so you gave and gave and gave and gave, and you've always given to the community and trying to, raise and help others around you. And then now that you have this idea that you need support, you're getting all the support in the world.
Yes. Absolutely, you're absolutely right, and I think that's how the world works.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing this for the community, and maybe I don't know, my family, my kids, whenever they need, it's coming back. It's coming back.
Yes.
One, I always say one hand give and the other one receive.
Yep.
And you were correctly right. Like I do a lot of volunteering, and I said like my business fills my pocket,
Right.
and the volunteering fills my heart, and that makes me feel so happy that I was able to help one people. Like I donated 2 pillows the other day, and one of the ladies was she got a double mastectomy, and once I gave it, she didn't know that the pillows exist, so I showed her and gave it to her, and she was like, "Oh my God! Finally, I will be able to hug my daughter." And I was like, "Oh my God!" I was like about to cry, but I have to be strong. And I just hugged her and said, "Yeah, that's what you need, as something that gives you love and comfort, and that confirms that I'm doing the things right."
That's amazing.
So it's amazing how we can do with little things, and we don't have to be the big organization. Oh, by the way, we are 501(c)(3). We are legally formed, but the way the vision is to grow, but we can start with the small steps. So we don't have to have a lot of money to give back, but little by little we're gonna get there. And my final vision, what I want to see when I start all of this, when I was sitting in that chair after I draw everything, is to have a house, the believe home. So I want a house that looks like it's like a house. I don't want anything, no white walls, nothing look at the hospital.
Warm and
That when you come
cozy.
in, we're gonna be baking cookies, so you can smell the cookies. You feel welcome, and we can do all workshops for patients. Have our arts and crafts room, have our praying room, have a little gym where people can exercise. Have the kitchen so we can teach people how to cook healthy meals, simple and easy. And I want to have a little park, yeah, like playground in the back, because we need a space for the kids. So that's my vision. I just imagine a nice, beautiful ranch style house in my mind, with people can come over and feel that they belong to some place, and they just can have a moment of peace and fun and forget
Yes.
about being sick, even for
Yes.
an hour.
And that's so needed. And to my knowledge, there is absolutely nothing like that. And I just want to share
Mm-mm.
real quick, when I had my daughter 5 years ago, I joined a group called Community Roots Collective, and it's very similar to what you're describing. And it was a place where I received breastfeeding support. La Leche League would host
Mm-hmm.
their support there. They would have mommy and me. They had very structured, like you could basically drop in whatever, but they had like very structured, like, mommy and me. We're doing song and singing and whatever. And I
Yeah.
met a lot of my mom network groups that I'm now friends with from
Mm-hmm.
that group. And when you are a
Yes.
first time mom, it's the same thing. It's a very harsh shift in your life. You
Uh-huh.
feel very isolated. It's especially if I had it, my child much later in life. So all of my friends, all of my
I
native
know.
friends have
I'm
like
below to
grown
that group
kids.
too.
Yeah. So
I
I'm
know.
here, I'm like, 36 years old with a newborn. And
Yeah,
so,
that was me.
yeah, joining that group was incredible. And I would donate. They would have a voluntary like donation cash box, and
Uh-huh.
I thought that was so excellent because helping you as a parent get a good head start and have community and learn
Mm-hmm.
tips and tricks, like things that, I didn't know, like you said, the pillow, I didn't know that
Yes.
existed. Being able to have that support group is crucial, and there is
Mm-hmm.
no for-profit organization that's going to put that together.
Oh no.
As a business model, it's not a profitable corporate business
Mm-mm.
model. So these non you know these initiatives, which are so needed, like you said, for the soul, right, and for the
Yes.
betterment of humanity,
Mm-hmm.
they're totally reliant on volunteers that have that servant leadership heart that you
Yes.
have, that you inspire me so much. I hope I would say
Oh.
I could I volunteer but I could definitely work on having more greater servant leadership heart. So you're a great inspiration to me, and I hope to many others. Giving is how you receive, and not that you should give to expect to receive, but I'm listening to you, and it's clear to me. Of course, she's getting a lot of support. She's spent her whole life giving to others and raising others up and helping people. So, anyways, if people want to learn more, get involved, donate, participate, volunteer, how can they help?
Yes, just to piggyback on what you're saying about having the kids late, I did the same thing, and I have to tell you maybe that's why I want to do this, because my son, I started taking him to play groups when he was 1, and it's 15 years later, and we're still together as a family. Like, we make a group of mommies.
Yes.
We are 5 of us, and we get together. It's 15 years later. We celebrate birthdays together. Every year we get together, and the kids are growing up as a family. And especially if you don't have family here, that's the best thing to do. So that being said, that's why the idea of having the support. I love it. I'm glad that you're enjoying that, because it's really, really important, and I see the need of that support. So it's really easy to get involved with us. We have our website, Believe CF. It stands for Cancer Foundation. I don't want to make it too long. So believecf.org. We have forms there that people can volunteer. You can fill it out. It's a lot of opportunities. Anything that you want to do, we will take it. And if you have any ideas, just let us know, because this is not written in stone. We can do anything. Then follow us in our social media channels, which the links are there too. Donations, we can take donations straight through the website. If you want to donate $1,000, $5,000, any money that $10, $5, whatever you want to donate, you can do that. You can also buy any of these supplies, so we can have it in storage and we can give it to the person when they need it.
You have a shop page on your website that people can directly add to the cart. So if you have extra money, you want to donate, you love shopping like me, you can just sit there and shop and send it, and it goes directly to you to donate to a patient in need. And this is open not just to, breast cancer patients, but all types of cancers, male and female, or whatever gender. I don't want to get into that conversation, but just it's everybody. It is
any
fully
human
inclusive.
Being. Any human being.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's not for your doggy. Sorry.
No. Maybe in the future, but right now. No.
Bad joke. Sorry.
Yes. No. But yeah, any human being that has been diagnosed with cancer, it doesn't matter where in the body. Obviously, the inspiration, it was because breast cancer, but we are open to everybody. And the other ways, you can also, if you own a business or you want to sponsor any of our workshops, that's another way to do it. We will give promotion and getting, And then the other thing is, come to our workshops, because as you mentioned at the beginning, these workshops are not specifically for patients. This is for everybody. It's open to the public. So we help double way. You come and donate the money, it was going to a good cause, but you also come to learn about different topics.
Right.
So which is a win-win.
Yes.
I want everybody to win here.
Yeah. And, I don't have a decorator bone in my body. I wish, but my house is, I'm sure I could definitely learn some tips to make the house a little bit better. And it's a good way to network, meet you in person. You're a gem. It's, you never lose meeting Nelcy. And in case you don't know who I am, my name's Nicole Alicea. I'm the president and founder of Brand Envy. We're a marketing communications firm. We've been around for 15 years. And when Nelcy approached me about this, and she said, and she was sharing her story with me, I said, we can run your social media. We would love to run your social media. It's a service that our agency provides. So we're working with Nelcy to kind of get all those wheels in motion. And so, if I can help you with any of your marketing branding, my website is createbrandenvy.com. That's CREATE brand, BRAND, the letter N as in Nancy, V as in Victor.com. Thank you so much, Nelcy, for being on the show and sharing with us your very inspiring journey of being, affected by this thing, being pulled through by God, and, having the inspiration and the courage to formalize a 501c3, reach into your network, pull it together, and you have all of our support. BelieveCF.org for more
Yes.
information. Thank you, Nelcy.
Thank you. Thank you, Nicole, so much for believe in me. That's
Of
where the name
course.
come from. Believe in that we can make a difference because we all together, we are very strong and we can do Im- things that you can imagine. But all you need to do is to have the willingness to do it. So thank you
Yes.
so much. I invite our community there to hire Nicole. She's really good. and and just give back to the community. It's the feeling that you have when you gave is amazing. It's nothing, no money can buy that feeling. So thank you so
Yes.
much for believing on
Amen.
us,
Of
and
course.
hopefully we'll see a lot of people in the workshops.
Yes. Amen. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.